Welcome to Behind the Curtain, Nashville's movers, shakers,
and tastemakers.
Brought to you by Cord Real Estate, your key to the heart of Nashville. I'm Steve Luther alongside my co-host Van Hoy.
Here we peel back the layers of Nashville's vibrant scene, sitting down with the innovators, creators, and leaders who shape our city. From music to business and everything in between, we dive into the journeys that have brought them to where they are today.
We're here to uncover the stories behind the success, the passion driving their pursuits, and why they've chosen Nashville as their stage. It's about the people who dream big, push boundaries, and make this city truly unique.
So join us as we explore the heart and soul of Nashville through the eyes of those who know it best.
Well, today we're delighted to welcome Wendy Navarro to the show.
Delighted.
Me too.
Wendy is the passionate CEO and founder of Navarro Creative Group, a digital marketing agency that excels in crafting tailored website design and internet marketing solutions. With almost a decade of leadership in this role, Wendy has established herself as an expert in digital marketing for a diverse range of industries, from manufacturing to medical clinics. Beyond her business acumen, Wendy is also deeply committed to community engagement, founding the Sumner County Women in Business and the Success by Design business podcast, and now involved with SCORE, a mentoring program for small business owners. Wendy's dedication to empowering and supporting small businesses, particularly those led by women, has made a significant impact across various sectors. Wendy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, let's jump into it. Talk to us about what got you into digital marketing.
Yeah, so I call it my happy accident. I was a business owner, e-commerce, from 2006 until 2015, and had to really just learn hands-on. And the business sustained and survived the 2008 downturn, and it continued to develop and grow. I opened a brick and mortar in 2012 in Costa Mesa, California, where I'm from.
Oh,
and, and it was one of those things.
There.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to talk.
What were you selling online?
So I owned a upscale children's boutique.
Okay.
So most of what I had was...
That's a good place to do it, too.
Yeah.
Costa Mesa.
It was a great place to do it. And it was just one of those things that as I transitioned and my children grew, because it was inspired by my children, the business started transitioning, and I was helping and mentoring other business owners just because it was something that I loved to do anyway. And as that started shifting and more people needed help and were asking for help, and I moved here to the Nashville area, to Hendersonville, I found that
we love that you did.
I do too.
We love our Californians.
Yes, thank you very much. We love to be here.
Yes.
We really do. And we're not trying to change anything. We love you just the way you are. So, so when I transitioned here, there were a lot of people who just needed help, and they didn't know about, internet marketing. They didn't know about social media.
Oh, I thought you were meaning help with their fashion.
Well, no, no. As a matter of fact, I've picked up a few things from here. So that's a good thing. But it was just a natural transition. And as that started happening and I started helping more and more people, somebody came to me and asked me if they could pay me to do this. And I was like, I don't know what that looks like. It's not something I ever thought about, right?
Right.
Like somebody wants to throw money at me for doing something that I really love to
throw
do.
away.
Let's figure this out. So I came back to her a couple weeks later and I said, let's do this. And that was my first job. And it just kept going and growing from there. And now that was in 2015. And now 2024, we're continuing to grow. And, it has developed and has changed, but I wouldn't have it any other way. We're a family owned and operated business. 4 of my 5 family members work with me.
Wow.
I was able to recruit my daughter in 2017. My husband, I recruited away from his corporate career.
Wow.
25 years in 2019. And then our youngest son works with us now, and he graduated from high school 2 years ago, finished his first year of college, and is working with us.
Very cool.
It's amazing.
What all services do you guys offer? What's kind of your specialties?
Yeah, so our top 4 services, we have website development and design, search engine optimization or SEO, social media marketing, and then we also do AI. And our youngest is really tasked with that. It's new to the world. It's been around for a while, but it is new to the world. And it is going to change things, and it has changed things.
Right.
What
But
level
we
of
think
AI
about
are you talking?
Yeah, so we're using things where we can stack programs in order to create avatars, in order to create customized chatbots for websites. And this is one of the new things which we absolutely love, is that by stacking this, we're able to give people back time, because they don't have to have somebody sitting there answering phones all day long or answering responses on an email all day long. We can program their chatbot to do all those things and sound human.
Ooh, I think I need a chat bot. What do you think? I might actually respond to my emails.
Right.
My avatar could actually open my email for a change.
And could send a wonderful message.
I love
via
that.
video.
You know, we've used chatbots for years, right?
Yeah.
Well, then why do you get on my case for not looking at my email? There should be a chat.
Well,
checking
the
that
beauty
out.
about the chatbot now, though, you don't have to man it, because this is going to take information
love
directly
it.
from your website.
There you go. Give me a chat bot.
There you go.
Wendy's going to set us up.
We got
All of a sudden, my email is going to be all read and responded to.
we got your back.
I love it.
Yeah, we're all about the support.
I love it.
So what are some of the common challenges you see your clients come to you with? I mean, it seems like, you know, small business owner, it doesn't matter really what industry you're in. Everybody kind of deals with the same kinds of issues. And a lot of this, I feel like people are just, they're afraid of it. And so, you know, they just don't know what to do with it. What are, you know, typical issues that people come to you with?
Well, I think marketing in general has gotten more complex. It is not easy. It's not, I'm going to put an advertisement in a newspaper, or I'm going to put my social media out there. Right. It's competitive, right? The market is incredibly competitive. So you have to figure out, how do you make yourself stand out? What makes you unique in this world of everyone who's the same, right? You have to figure that out first. The other challenge is that, you know what, as a small business owner, you need to know where to invest, because you can't do everything.
That's right.
You know, if you're not good at marketing and it's taking up way too much of your time, contribute that time to things that you're really great at and let other people do that. You have to invest in your business. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter whether you're a startup or you're at that next level of growth. You've got to know those things in order to make the most out of what you have available to you. And I think that's the biggest challenge for people, is to think of marketing as an investment versus an expense. Right.
That's good.
Yeah. So obviously technology is changing like so rapidly. How has your business evolved over the years, and how do you think it will continue to evolve? Are there other trends beyond AI that you're seeing coming down the road? Talk to us about that.
So digital marketing has been around for a while, you know, but if you think about it, I started my first business, online e-commerce business, in 2006. Social media didn't exist at the time. Social media didn't come around till 2010. So when these new technology trends start to happen, you have to be aware and listening to what's going on. You also need to know, when is something a trend versus when is something going to stick. So you can go for, you know, all, like, somebody was talking to me about, it's one of those threads, for example. Facebook threads, right? I'm not into it. I'm not into threads. I'm not into the predecessor of threads, and it never did us any good. And I'm not going to waste my time doing that, because I don't see the value. You have to know where the value for your company is when you're online, because there are so many choices. Right. You have to be aware, and you have to be watching for these things as well. You can't put yourself into a hole and think that what you're doing today is going to be effective for you tomorrow. You really do need to be listening, watching, reading. And that's part of what we do. And actually part of what we require our team to do, is to be aware and open and thinking about, if I see this happening here, is that something that will effectively change the way that we're doing things, or could change, or that we could use it more effectively? Or do we just ignore it? You just have to be thinking and learning. Sure. It's never ending.
So do you guys tend to do anything that's trendy, or is it really more like stick to the basics, the things that work? Like, you know, do you ever recommend your clients post something like, "What's up, brother?"
Right. Sure. Or, you know, some of the ones that came out recently, where she just bought herself a mansion out in California. Right. And you're like, where did that come from? Right.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
those are some of the trends, right? Some things that are these off the wall things that happen in your life. Where did this come from?
Yeah.
We stick with what we know. For one thing, we do have foundational things that we know this works, and we will stick with those things because it's proven itself over and over again. However, we will also try different trends, like an avatar, for example, where we can stack your voice with a 15-minute or 15-second segment on top of your video of a 25-second segment, and literally create a you virtually that can take text that we type into the program, and nobody knows that it's not you sitting there right in front of that camera.
Right.
Are you saying you can create a me?
I can create a you.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know though. That might.
I'm telling you, I don't know what I think about that. I don't know what I think about that.
But it's technology. I just read a report the other day where technology, there is in the last year, within 1 year is 5 years of new technology and digital marketing changes in just 1 year.
Wow.
Versus the last 5 years. And it's going to continue to grow and to be more rapid that way. And you do have to realize that not everything is going to work. It's like you can't be everything to everyone.
Right.
So you got to know what you can do and what you can do well.
I have a hard enough time just knowing if I'm supposed to take my picture vertical or horizontal.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. Drives me nuts.
I'll have Sage talk to you.
I'm like, just crop it in a square. Everybody can use a square.
The AI, like all the deep fake stuff, is kind of scary, but we've played with it quite a bit, and we've debated internally, like because we all know each other so well, we know our mannerisms and things. So, like when we see,
I have mannerisms.
When we see an avatar version of ourselves, like we can tell, like, oh, you wouldn't sound like that.
Yeah.
But for people that don't know who you are, like first time experiencing it on a website or whatever, it's perfectly fine. Like it works.
It does. And you do see, like, there will be some people that I follow, like there's a lot of people, they call themselves gurus, but there are a lot of people who are excellent at what they do. So finding those people are, the people that we look at and we follow and we listen to. And there's one who I specifically really like, his name is Neil Patel. And he does a great job with SEO, development, online, digital, all that stuff. But there were some avatars that he had done on some of his, presentations. And I was like, that is so an avatar, you're doing it over and over and over again. You get to recognize those things. Right. But you can change those up. You can, play around with them. You can change the backgrounds. There's so much that you can do. And you're right, where somebody who doesn't know you more intimately won't realize those things.
Right.
And it saves you a lot of time, which is where, as business owners and entrepreneurs, we find that we have the biggest challenges is doing everything because you can't.
But then I've got to trust you.
You do.
To be able to write what I would say.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
But you'll say whatever I tell you to.
Well, now you will, because
listen to that. Listen to that.
Sitting on his computer.
Exactly. I don't even know. I'm out there. I'm out there. I don't even know it.
He has no idea what he's saying.
Unbelievable.
Just follow the teleprompter.
Right. Yeah. I hear you. I'm going to Google myself and see. Oh, I've been saying all this stuff online. Didn't even know it.
Right. You're wondering why you're getting these weird emails.
Yeah. Oh, this is why I get so many emails.
Yeah.
Have you guys played around with any of the new stuff like Sora that, it's supposed to create videos just from text that,
there's a number of different programs that we use and that we do play around with. We'll try anything. And we, one of the things that we do love to do is go to like the training classes and see what's out there and how people are using them. And again, just because the nature of the business, we require everyone to keep training. Every month you're doing something new and going to new training and, still listening to the big dogs like Google and, Meta, because they still are the masters of what they do. And they are the ones who are controlling the narrative at this point. And even though there's a lot of great companies that come out, they still are the ones who have, number one, they have the money to put behind the research so they can figure things out pretty quickly.
Now you were talking about, what most people come to you, what problems they come to you with. you guys obviously, have technical expertise to actually implement things, but you can have all the tools in the world. If you don't know what your messaging is, if you're not clear on your brand, it's not really going to do you any good. Do you guys go into the branding aspects of things when you do this, or?
Yes, 100%. We work with businesses from startups to growing businesses and companies from, nothing to multi-million-dollar companies. The thing that we find that is so familiar with all of them, though, is that at the level where they're growing, their messaging is changing because they're at that point of growth. And so we have to kind of delve into all of that and figure out what that new message is for them. And for those that are growing, they want to be everything to everyone, right?
Yeah.
And you got to say, let's hone this in. Let's really figure out who you want to target. Who is your audience?
Ooh, now you're talking my language.
To.
I like this.
You have to be able to decipher those things, because then when you become too stretched,
that's right,
your messaging is so muddled and not clear. And when that happens, you can't effectively do marketing.
That's right.
You really have to understand who you're talking to and what's important to them. And we have to get out of our own heads too, because we're experts at what we do, right? But we're not experts at what our customers think that they know about what we do.
Right.
So we have to understand where they're coming from in order to make those intersections cross.
I think I know what you do. I'm not sure.
I resemble that remark.
I want to do what he does.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, I want to do what you do.
Well, talk to us.
We have a good time.
Talk to us about some of the community stuff. So you started Sumner County Women in Business. I guess you've sort of transitioned from that now, but you were involved with that for quite some time. Talk to us about that, what that was about, how that's different from other networking programs.
Absolutely. So Sumner Women in Business, again, I have these beautiful, wonderful, happy accidents that happen in my life, like Navarro Creative Group and Sumner Women in Business. Those were not things that I set out to do. Those were things that I really do believe were divinely given to me.
Cool.
And so one of the things about Sumner Women in Business, when I moved to Tennessee, I didn't know anyone. We had no family here. We had some friends, but they was all through my husband's company, because the change was because his company had basically brought us here. And we were okay with that. We were good with that. I needed to know people, though. I'm not a person who likes to be isolated. I need to know people. I love to be out in a community that's engaging. And so when I moved here, though, I also knew that I needed to find out what the business environment was like. So I put out there on Facebook about probably 4 months after I moved here, and I said, hey, is there anyone in the area, other women who are business professionals or business owners? I'd love to have coffee and just get to know what's going on here in Hendersonville and the Sumner County area. And I had a great response. Probably a couple of dozen women responded, and they're like, yes, let's get together, let's talk. And I was like, well, I don't want to do one-on-one coffee with 30 people, right? So let's get everyone together and let's just kind of talk and have a little powwow. And so we got together in my living room. There were about 13 of us, and just talked business and talked women and talked being a professional and what does that mean today and how does it affect us? And the women were so excited. They're like, let's keep doing this. And I'm like, great.
Wow.
So
all these strangers are willing to come to your house.
I was willing to open my doors.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like the podcasting. Like, I couldn't even believe people would want to come to the office and talk to us.
You got to ask.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so.
Put it out there. And that's what happened. And
incredible.
So we kept doing this, and we did it every other week. We were meeting and getting together, and eventually more and more people wanted to come. I'm like, my living room doesn't hold that many more people. So we got to figure out where we can have these. Started reaching out to the library and to the restaurants and holding these women in business meetings, just so that we could all be together and talk common issues and common problems and common challenges. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And it was beautiful.
It's like a L'Oreal commercial. They told two friends and they told two friends and so on and so on.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And so as that started happening, though, in tandem, my business started evolving, because out of those meetings, one of those women decided that she wanted to pay me to do what I was doing anyway. And I was like, okay, great. And then when she started again, the commercial, she kept telling people, and they kept coming and asking if I could help, and they were paying me. And I'm like, this is becoming another business. I had my business, I had the organization, and now I have this other thing growing here on my right-hand side. What do I do with all of this?
Cool.
And so I had to decide, what do I do? And that's when I decided, hey, you know what? I don't want the organization to dissolve, but I do see an opportunity for my business to grow. So let's talk to some people and see if I can get more help with getting this organization to grow, because I didn't want to not have something for the women professionals and women in business. It was the right time, the right place for sure, because there was nothing like that in Sumner County. There were things here in Nashville, but there was nothing in Sumner County. And so it was, and it still is, a place where women can get together, connect, help each other grow, listen, be completely unbiased, right? Unbiased, and just know that, we all face challenges, and that's okay. Nobody's perfect. We all have needs and need support. So let's make this happen. And that's what Sumner County Women in Business is. And it's always been that way. And we kind of just targeted that. That was our message. This is what we're here for.
Now, was that, has that ever been part of the chamber? I know the chamber's been very good about promoting, the organization, but are they involved with like
the
operational stuff, or?
They are now. When my business was growing, and 2 years into Sumner Women in Business, as my business grew, that's when I knew I needed that support. I needed somebody to help take that administrative type work off my hands. And I went to Kathleen, who was new at the chamber at the time. And I said, this is what I have. This is what I would love to do. Can you be our partner and take this in as part of the chamber? I will still help manage and facilitate and come up with guest speakers and things like that, and topics, but I can't do all of it. I just can't. And so she was super great and supportive, and is to this day. And now I've actually stepped back. This year is my first year stepping back from the organization and facilitating and organizing. I really don't do anything with it at this point. Except for attend the meetings, which is a beautiful thing. Yeah. And that's because I have different things that I have to focus on.
That's good.
Stepping back sometimes is kind of nice. We Van and I were pretty involved with starting Holiday Fest when, all that started up. And man, that thing has grown way beyond what I've ever imagined it would be. But it got to be so much.
It's a lot. And there were Holiday Fest, we absolutely love Holiday Fest. And we've actually done some work with Holiday Fest over the years in helping with their website and some other marketing and flyers, whatever. Yeah. This year, my husband and I am going to do a little plug for that, but we are king and queen of
Hey, I love it. I was king many years ago.
I know you were.
Yes,
I know.
That's true.
Yes.
I still have my man crown.
Oh yeah. Well, my husband is like, he's like beyond embarrassed. He's like, this is so not me.
Oh, let me tell you, they showed up at the country club with some like fabric crown from some church play or something and crowned me and put me in the newspaper. I was like, I will never wear that again. I called Miss America. I called the organization. I was like, I need a man crown. Where do I get a man crown? And they gave me a name. I ordered me. I did Swarovski crystal and the whole thing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, we were crowned by the Watsons, Tim Watson and his lovely wife. And it was beautiful. And she has a beautiful tiara that she has given over.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. I have my first tiara ever. It's the first
I love it.
Tiara.
What happened to your man crown, Van?
It's hanging on one of the candelabras in my office. That's exactly what it happened.
I love that.
Right below it says King.
That is hilarious.
You just have to learn the royal wave. It's elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist. Oh. Elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, stroke the pearls. Oh. That's what you do as you're wearing that tiara.
Will you please send that to me in a video?
Yeah, well, Just a little
I'll have his AI,
tutorial
his
here.
AI bot.
I'll have my AI bot send it to you. Yeah.
Perfect. As I won't even be able to tell the difference.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's never dull. Never dull.
Well, life should never
That's
be dull.
right.
Life is
Very
too
true.
short to be
Very
dull.
true. So talk to us about the transition into SCORE. Was that just, the desire to, like, I feel like, because we've all kind of done these things, but it feels like sometimes things get so big, you don't get to see the impact that you do when you're dealing with somebody one-on-one. Is that kind of what drove you into SCORE? Or?
Yeah, bingo. It's exactly why, because we work with like right now, our business has grown since we started, and we used to work with a lot of, mom and pop type businesses, but that's changed over the years too. But I still have an affinity for them. I still, that's my heart. That's where we were. And so I don't want to give up the ability and the desire to help those businesses. And so through SCORE, and being a mentor through SCORE, I get an opportunity to keep my hands in that and talk to a lot of really great people who are, where I remember being, in 2006 or 2005 when I was first starting my first business. And it's important to me to have to know that there's somebody that they can turn to, because there are a lot of people, unfortunately, and I don't mean to sound negative, but there's a lot of people out there who've never built a business, yet they're calling themselves a coach, or they're calling themselves an entrepreneur.
Sure.
And you're like, well, let's give them some reality, and let's make sure that they're getting some information that truly will be effective for them. So SCORE is my I guess my desire at this point in my life to be able to give back that way.
How do you feel like your community involvement and just personal values have sort of interwoven into Navarro Creative?
Yeah. So I've always, I remember I was telling my children, I remember getting so excited about the 4th of July and the neighborhood and having the neighborhood events when I was a child and going door to door. Hey, you guys coming? Are you guys coming?
Right.
And having the block parties, and just everyone was so involved. And that was instilled in me at a very young age. And I've kept that going for my children because it was so important for me to show them that community does mean a lot to anyone. It could be everything, between a good childhood or a very lonely childhood. And so by bringing my children to see what we can do together without it just being one, core group of people, but bringing everyone together, letting them realize that when you do that, the impact is so profound and beautiful. So that has always been part of who I am. And my parents instilled that in me as well. And just got my picture of my mom on here. So those are those things that, as our business started growing, I knew that I never wanted to give that up. It was really important for us to always remember that we're here because we're serving other people. And that whole thought is just instilled in everyone who works with us.
Serving other people, obviously your business was dramatically helped by being so involved in the community. Yeah. Is that something you talk to, business owners about as you're helping them with marketing? Is like, what connection point do you have in the community? Like what are people going to be able to resonate with?
Yes, it's one of the first things I tell them. I ask them, I said, how are you involved in your community? Who knows you? Who do you talk to? Who talks about you? And that is all part of a relationship. And when you're growing a business, I really don't know too many people who have been able to grow a successful business who didn't at first have some kind of a relationship. And most of the business professionals that I know are big givers, and they give back in very big ways. And I ask our clients, how are you involved? Are you involved in the chamber? Even if it's at a professional level, you still need to be involved. You still need to understand what's going on around you and what's being talked about around you, and get your hands dirty and just be, one of those people who's going to give in a way that maybe somebody else wouldn't, because that does make an impact on your business.
I think it's important too that it's authentic to you, that it's important to you, over the years, it always drove me crazy. There's certain people you see get involved with things, and it's like they're here for the networking. They don't really care anything about this cause or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you have to really have a desire to serve people in the community and authentically, be interested in something. And that's, that there's nothing weird or disgusting about, your business growing because, that was.
I was wondering where you were going with that. There's nothing weird or disgusting. I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah. No, it's there's not. And I think that you got to get out of your own head that way.
That's right.
Yeah. I think that too many times people have been taught that, you don't talk about what you do or talk about who you help. But I didn't grow up that way because it was such an honor to help people and such a great feeling to inspire others or to be inspired by others. So why not talk about those things?
Sure.
I mean, those are joyful feelings. Let's get it out there and let's let people know about it and talk about those things. And if you're doing something that's great for someone and they talk about that, that's another thing we tell our clients. If people are talking about your business, it's okay to announce that. Use your social media and let them know what a great job you did and that somebody else is saying that you did.
That's good.
You're not the one saying it.
That's right.
It's somebody that you helped. Let them say it. They want to.
I still struggle with that, but
that's why you have me, because I'll say anything apparently.
Yeah, I think, but it is. It's one of those things that we don't boast, don't be boastful. But I think there's a difference between being.
There's a balance.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. There's a balance, and being grateful.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's how we met. Being involved with nonprofit and leadership program and starting a nonprofit. So, yeah. And I was like, oh, he's a realtor, and it turned out everything he was talking about, he really meant. And I was like, oh.
Okay. I wouldn't send him my logo for anything.
Yeah. I was like, give me your logo. I need to promote your business. And he was like, no, I'm not involved in this to promote my business. I'm like, who are you? Like, what is going on? So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love realtors. They're so, it's like they're so warm-hearted and they really do care.
Yeah.
And who knew?
Yeah. You guys have been in business for a long time.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen by mistake.
Right.
That happens because you have put the effort into it. And I think that when you're working with businesses that have been around for a long time and they have such a good reputation, that's where the real power comes from.
That's right. Yeah. I was in the music business 25, 26, 27, whatever. We've been working together now 15 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Crazy.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
That is saying something. Yeah.
I think he's like, what?
I hadn't done the math prior to that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's like, whoa.
Like, wow, okay. Yeah. Sure has.
Woohoo.
Well, what are long-term goals for Navarro Creative?
Yeah, so Navarro Creative
Group.
These are some things that we want to do. Like that. It is a family-owned business, and our daughter who runs our social media arm of the business, she's amazing. She's so talented. She's earned a number of different awards and credentials in social media, but she works hard, right? And she works hard because she wants to see good results for our clients. What I'd love to see is her becoming a partner in the business. And I don't think that's too far off. And she doesn't know this. So this is kind of
surprise.
Are you watching? We'll see if she watches.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
and then she'll know. And if she doesn't,
she's not a social media person.
She should be watching this. That's funny.
So that would be, to grow the business in a way that we're continuing to support, our family and things that they do and that they are just excited about and happy doing, So if your children are happy doing what they love to do, that is the best feeling in the world. So the goal is to continue to grow the business in that way, but also to be able to have, this is one thing that I really think that we do well is that we care about our clients and we care about their success. And I've unfortunately run into many, many other, marketers or digital marketing agencies that really don't.
They're just checking the boxes.
They're just checking the boxes.
Yeah.
And we work with a number of businesses where we've had to really kind of help them get out of a mess that was created by somebody who came before us. And
we can relate to that.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. And so when you can do that, that just helps amplify why you're here. Right. Because you're helping other people be successful. So we're going to continue to grow. We do focus on, like manufacturing and industry now is one of our bigger focuses, medical. But we still work with businesses across various verticals. So, I'm going to let it grow, and I will be conscious and conscientious of how it's growing and see where it takes me. But like I said, it's always been a happy accident. Yeah. It's never let me down.
I love it. I love it.
Well, what advice would you give, people kind of just starting out in their career that are interested in this space?
Yeah. I think that what you like in the space of being an entrepreneur, in the space of being a marketer.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with being an entrepreneur. If you are in the space of wanting to be an entrepreneur, you have to know that it is not easy. It does not bring you great wealth immediately. Sometimes maybe it can if you're very, very lucky, but it's a lot of work and you have to have a passion for it. Because if you don't have a passion for it and it becomes a job, who wants a job? You want something that you can be really passionate about, that you can effectively change something. And that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. So my first, point would be find something that you love and that you want to make a difference in. And then you use your skills, because you have to have a skill set, and then start growing from there. There's a great book called E-Myth. Are you familiar with that one?
Yep.
Yeah. The E-Myth Theory Revisited. And it talks about the people who are really good at what they do and decide to go into business. And then you have business people who decide that they're really good at business and then decide to go into business. Right. Yeah. And so a lot of times when you're really good at what you do, but you don't have a business acumen, you're not going to succeed.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because you can be really great at something, but if you don't understand the business of being in business, you're going to fail. So you have to be willing to learn and to know that there's going to be a lot of people that you're going to have to rely on and to trust and to put faith in. Right. So that's one of the first things about being an entrepreneur. For being in marketing, you have to know that you're going to always be learning. You don't ever stop learning, especially now with the digital age. There are so many changes that are happening. And like I said, that 1 year to 5 year ratio that was, just a few months ago is even quicker. It's happening more quickly now. Wow. So you have to be willing to be going out and learning and finding the people that are going to help you to learn and to grow, and never think that you know it all, because you'll never ever know.
Well, they change the algorithms constantly on a whim. So,
you got it. You right. March was the last algorithm change for Google. And so you have to figure out when that happens and why it happens and what it's going to affect.
Square pictures. That's what I know. Square pictures.
And it's dull, right? That sounds so droll and dreary, the algorithms and all this stuff. But technical expertise, or at least technical knowledge and knowing where to find the information, is something you have to do. I did not go to school for, marketing. I went to school for organizational development, which has helped me in marketing because I can organize things in a way that makes sense. But going to school for marketing, people ask me all the time, I'm like, no, go to school for business foundation and for analytics and for, understanding, the mental aspect of sales, right? Why do people buy, that kind of stuff? Because that's not going to change. People are going to always have that notion. So
is that a lot of kind of the SCORE curriculum, for lack of a better term?
Yeah. So the curriculum for SCORE, you have to go through, a number of training modules, and then you have to pass a test and all this fun stuff. And the curriculum really is about helping people to answer questions that maybe they wouldn't ask themselves otherwise. So our job is not to give them the answers. It's to help them ask the questions.
Gotcha.
So that they can find the answers. And we'll help them find those answers in certain ways, but we won't do the work for them. Yeah.
Well, if someone wants to get a hold of you guys for Navarro Creative, what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Absolutely. So we are, of course, on all of the social media channels. So Twitter, X, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can find us on our website at navarrocreativegroup.com, and Navarro spelled with Navarro, creativegroup.com, or you can give us a call, 615-431-3762. And we're in the office Monday through Friday from, well, depending on who you are, I'm there from 4 o'clock in the morning. But awesome. No, don't call me at 4 o'clock in the morning. But you can call us anytime.
Maybe her avatar will answer.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Thought about that. Look at that. See, now new idea.
I'm listening. I'm active listening.
I'm going to have to take that idea back.
That's it.
Thank you, Vance. Appreciate it. So yeah, we, feel free to give us a call. Sometimes people call us because they just don't know where to go. And if we can help, we absolutely would love to have that opportunity. And if we don't think that we can help, we'll let you know.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, Wendy, it's been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely.
And with that, we will see you guys next time. Well, that's a wrap on today's episode of Behind the Curtain, Nashville's movers, shakers,
and tastemakers.
We hope you've been inspired by the stories of passion, perseverance, and innovation right here in Nashville.
A big thank you to our guests for sharing their journeys, and to you, our listeners, for joining us. And of course, our gratitude to Accord Real Estate for making this conversation possible.
Don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform.
Thank us.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I guess I did. Well, thank us. Okay.
Like I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to follow or subscribe on your favorite platform to catch every episode, and hit that notification bell. We've got plenty more fascinating guests lined up, ready to share their insights and inspirations.
And we love hearing from you. So reach out to us with your thoughts, questions, or suggestions for who you'd like to hear from next.
Until next time, keep chasing your dreams and making your mark in Nashville.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember,
am I talking to Casey
it's
Kasem?
the people behind the scenes that make the city shine.
I love it. Take care. See you behind the curtain.